Alright, so this is attempt 1 of recording the Computer Network Security Lab project 1. So as we had to do the task 1, so this is just about accessing the internet. So this is currently on VM1. So we are supposed to perform all the forwarding, so which is done here. Then we have to resolve the name server. This is done on gedit. It's not to be seen yet. Then we have to add all the MTU transfer unit sizes. So this is done currently on VM1, and then we look at the route. You see the gateway. Then we have to delete the default gateway and then add the new gateway, which is pretty much what needs to be done. And now we have to move on to VM2. So VM2 has had a lot of problems. So connection used to drop, it used to be unstable, and keyboard not used to work. So every time I want to access the terminal, it is not possible. So I took a screenshot and I'll be showing that in just a moment now. Right, I have the setup ready, and this is what it is. So on VM2, again, whatever I've done, forwarding, name server, MTU is done on both the interfaces, then checking the IP and stuff there, and then looking at the route and then changing the default gateway, and checking the IP tables, and then adding the forwarding and the routing, and then performing the ping. So from VM2, checking the ping to Google, and it is working, which means the forwarding is fine. And that's it for VM2 here. We go back and check on VM1. VM1 we ping for the external IP as well. There is a VM3. So VM3 is also pinging back, which means the forwarding on VM2 has worked fine. Then just ping external IP, it's 8.8.8, and it is also running fine, so which means access to the internet is also fine. And then that is task 1, and it's complete there. Alright, now it is task 2, which is using the firewall. To use the firewall, we need to install the firewall, so which is install xinetd and telnetd, so which is done as seen here. Then same thing is done on the other part, which is VM3. And then the first time we try, goes through, then I've set up the firewall already on VM3 and trying to access. It says connection refused, which means it's blocked successfully. Right, in task 2 of step 3, we have to display the current firewall configuration. So this is done using the simple command ufw status verbose, so which gives what is the current status of the firewall. So in case we want to check the IP tables, say IP tables minus caps L, minus N, and minus V, and if required line numbers, we say minus line hyphen numbers. So this will give us, here is it as shown, so it will give if any rules are specified, it will be shown in numbers, and let's start it then. And in the task 4, we need to perform restart, stop, and start. So UFW, we can do that only as a service and not as an application. So stop, start, and restart is done here as follows. Same thing is done in VM3 as well. Now is the step 5, where we prevent VM3 from doing telnet to VM2 using firewall rules. So in this case, apply the IP table rule, which is input TCP from this source and D port 23, which is the telnet port, and says reject. So if we go to VM3, so this is the IP of VM2. If we try to telnet, says refused. It's because using firewall rules, telnet to VM2 has been rejected. The next part is step 6, which is preventing VM2 from doing telnet to VM3. For this purpose, we go into VM3 and add this rule, so which is this IP from VM2, D port 23, and then we go to VM2 and then try to do a telnet. That's it, refused, which is the incoming connection has been refused in VM3. For step 7, says we have to open any website in Firefox we're using on VM3. So we are on VM3, so we just go, let's say Google, and just click Google and connects to internet. So yeah, internet's working fine. Then now the step 8 is preventing VM3 from visiting the external website. So for this purpose, what we have to add a rule in the output to reject with ICMP port unreachable. So what we do is, first time we have to do NS lookup just to find the IP address. Boom, we got this, we got the IP, and I added that in the reject chain. So next time when I try to open this website, it's going to be blocked. Let's try that out. Alright, and we see it just goes on and it says unable to connect, so which means it is blocked. The next is displaying the current firewall configuration. So this is done with simple IPTables command, and this shows all the firewall settings, which is basically whatever is the IP address, blockages and forwarding and all that. Coming back to the step 9, which is displaying current firewall configuration, we just have to do this command, which kind of gives us a snapshot of what is the IP tables and the firewall rules. So we have seen a lot of rejects, accept, log, and all that. So that's about showing the current firewall. And then the step 10 is blocking all incoming service requests from VM1 to 2 on port 80. So for that purpose, we need to enter into our tables this rule, so which is pre-routing and packets raw type and TCP. So whatever comes, we say just drop, so that nothing goes through. We test the same thing on VM1. So we just type, say www. Okay. Let's say we go to Google, www.google.com, which is the non-HTTPS type. So do an enter, and okay, we went to blockheads. It's not working. So we try Google. Google also doesn't work. Keeps rotating on and on and on because the packets are getting dropped. This fellow has no idea that the data is not going across. Next, let's try an HTTPS site. Let's do Facebook. Do Facebook. Boom, it opens. So traffic is blocked on port 80, only 443 is currently open. And that's about doing the step 10 in task 2. Alright, so next task is step 11, which is blocking the ICMP ping request from VM2 to 1. So for this reason, we have to configure the rule in VM1. So for that, we have currently flushed all the IP tables, and this is the rule we need to add. So drop it and say reject. So we now go to VM2, and let's say we have to ping this guy, ping 1.4, which is the IP of VM1. So it's just port unreachable because it's totally blocked. Alright, so this is now the step 12, which is log traffic on Ethernet 0 interface of VM2. Displaying log results using the firewall command. So for that reason, first we have to add logging to our filter tables. So which is this command, which is logging the forwarding, and this is the input. So based on these two rules, so the logs will be saved in see which was that, var log and syslog. So they go and sit in this location. So on doing the tail of them, we get a string of these messages. This is like inbound traffic and etc. So this is how we log the traffic, and in the end, which is step 13, we have to enter the command to save the current firewall configuration. So which is service IPTables save. Yes, so that is the command, service IPTable save, and with that the task 2 is complete. Thank you for watching. Signing off.